I have been suggesting for a long time that Trump and his family are similar to or equate with mafia, organised crime in general, and there's some evidence. There's been evidence around for years that this is the case. Um, and it's not just about the fact that he lies all the time, that he deceives people, but more recently, it's about him endeavouring to be able to influence the stock exchange, and to even suggest in his social posts that that people should now buy or sell depending on whatever decision he's about to make in relation to the market. And so the wealthy are definitely at an advantage if they're listening to what Trump has to say, because Trump is only interested in being able to influence the most wealthiest people in the community, because that's what he's been wanting for his whole life, is to be this important person, to hang out with these influential people, people who in the past rejected him, but now they have to, unfortunately, accept him. And so he's using this as part of his criminal organisation, which basically is the presidency and the Trump family. And we have seen many examples, I guess, of him doing things which would indicate that it is a criminal enterprise. And one of those particularly was the fact that he suggested, or told, didn't suggest, he told law firms who had represented people who were fighting cases against him, he'd actually told them that if they didn't get their act together, he would ban them, they'd never be able to get government work again, and he would destroy their law firms. So this is the sort of person that he is. But there was an article which came out on Raw Story, which I thought just reminded me a little bit more about what he's been doing. And it's worth highlighting because it does talk about this very subject. So, no time to wait. Manhattan DA urged to seek criminal charges on Trump extortion racket. And it is. He goes through that example that I just highlighted. Now, this is the bloke who is, I can't quite see his name, he's Zarkov or somebody. So Zasloff, pardon me. So he should file another case against him, wrote Jonathan Zasloff for Slate, because Alvin Bragg actually had some cases that he'd won against Trump previously, as we well know. Specifically, the case should target Trump's series of deals with law firms that represent anti-Trump clients to change their policies in ways favourable to the president, to be exempt from the executive orders that would lock them out of federal contracts. And examples, Zasloff wrote, that is a textbook case of criminal extortion. While some law firms are fighting these orders, others have caved in to Trump's demand. What Trump is doing to these firms, First Perkins and a few others, has for most part been treated as a political scandal and threat to the First Amendment, which is Zasloff, which is what Zasloff had said. But there is a legal term to what Trump is doing. It's extortion. He is threatening to kneecap businesses not because they are doing anything illegal, but rather just the opposite, because they are using legal channels to resist Trump. Trump's message is straightforward enough. Nice law firm you got here would be too bad if something were to happen to it. This is an extortion racket run straight out of the Oval Office, he says. Paul Weiss, one of the law firms, is headquartered in New York, meaning state law applies, and in New York, extortion is defined as misdemeanor coercion, where someone compels or induces a person to engage in conduct which the latter has a legal right to abstain from engaging in, or to obtain from engaging in conduct in which he or she has a legal right to engage, using, among other things, the fear that person will cause damage to property or use of abuse his or her position as a public servant by performing some act within or related to his or her official duties, or by failing to refuse to perform an official duty in such a manner as to affect some personal adversity. This is a dead ringer for what Trump is doing, wrote Zokov. He compelled the firm to cease engaging in legal activity that it had a right to engage in, practicing law on behalf of its clients, by threatening damage to pulverised properties, its business, and by threatening to abuse its position, denying the firm security clearance and blocking their access to federal properties, he wrote. So there's this example of Trump behaving in ways which is about extorting, gaining something from somebody else, simply because Trump now has the power to do so. And I think there are probably plenty of other examples where Trump is doing the same. There are all these people now that he's wanting to come and knock on his door in relation to tariffs. And one has to wonder what he's going to get from that. What is he expecting to get from people knocking on his doors? Maybe, you knock on my door, I'll find an exemption for you if you put a certain amount of money into my bank account. Who knows what Trump's doing? But my guess is that as time goes by, we will discover that he is extorting more money from more people, and it will become horrific, because this is who he is. So let's just wait and see what happens around this, because I reckon there's far more that needs to be said about this, and we will find out more about it as time goes by. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. Is Trump a criminal? Has he got criminal tendencies? Because there's no disputing that the fact that he is one of the most dishonest persons on this planet. But anyway, I'm sure you'll let me know in the comment section below. In the meantime, take care, look after yourselves, and more importantly, be safe.